In the bustling town of Umballa, the morning sun rises over a compound with a blue iron gate. Inside, Zara moves quietly, a girl of 16 with amber brown eyes and a scarf the color of river clay. The courtyard smells of wet earth, hibiscus, and wood smoke from the kitchen hut. Her father, Baba Kofi, is a trader who ships kola nuts and shea to the big city. His laughter normally bounces off the courtyard walls like a drum beat, but he's packing his leather duffel today. Just 7 market days, he tells Zara, kissing her forehead. His wife, Madame Safina, Zara's stepmother, watches with a smile too straight to be kind. The neighbors call her beautiful. Zara knows beauty can be a mask. Baba counts crisp bills into a wooden box and locks it in the bedroom trunk. He asks Safina to mind the house and make sure Zara rests between school and chores. When the truck horn honks outside, Baba's hug is tight. Remember who you are, he says. After dust settles behind the departing truck, the compound feels bigger and colder. By noon, Safina's voice has sharpened. Sweep the front, back in the street, she says, tapping her polished sandals. Zara ties her scarf and gets to work. Bala's heat sits on her back like a pot lid. Each sweep raises red dust that powders her ankles. Faster, Safina snaps, handing the neighbor's laundry as if it were theirs. And wash these. The chickens peck near the mortar. Safina arranges her gold bangles, eyes glittering. Also, no gari for you until you finish. When Zara pauses to sip water, Safina snatches the cup. Water is for those who earn it. The house help, old Auntie Lami, watches with worried eyes but says nothing. Her son's school fees depend on this job. When evening arrives, Zara folds the last shirt, her arms aching. Safina inspects, finds a loose thread, and makes Zara redo the pile. Zara prays softly in the dim, God, see me. In the next room, Safina counts Baba's hidden keys, memorizing which creaks in the trunk belong to which drawer. Night insects sing. Zara's stomach sings louder. At dawn, Safina sends Zara to fetch water from the pump. The path is lined with bougainvillea, magenta against the sky. Children laugh, plastic buckets bumping knees. Zara's bucket is metal and heavy. She greets elders, balances water with grace learned from many mornings. Back in the compound, a bowl slips from her damp hands, striking the floor. Crack! Safina's face tightens. Your clumsiness costs money, she hisses. She makes Zara kneel on coarse millet husks, palms up. Hold the broken pieces and think about your worth. The shards bite. Auntie Lami whispers, let the girl stand, madam. But Safina lifts her chin. Do you pay for bowls? Silence. When the punishment ends, Zara's palms are dotted with bright beads of blood. She rinses them in the basin and stares at her reflection. Tired eyes, stubborn jaw, a heart that still refuses to harden. She wraps her hands in a clean strip torn from her school uniform hem, a sacrifice Safina won't notice until later. God, she murmurs, help my feet be light, my spirit be strong. Zara limps to school, hiding her bandaged hands in her sleeves. The classroom smells of chalk and mango peel. Mr. Mensa writes equations on the board, speaks of parabolas as though they were birds. Zara loves numbers. They obey when life doesn't. During break, Mariam, her best friend, tugs her sleeve. What happened? Zara smiles it off. Clumsy me. Mariam's eyes narrow. She has seen the way Safina's driver drops her at church in New Ankara every Sunday. Come home with me for lunch, she offers. Zara declines. She has chores stacked like firewood. After school, she lingers by the neem tree, listening to a street preacher proclaim, a stone the builders rejected shall become the cornerstone. The words fit into Zara's chest like a warm coal. She tucks the feeling away and hurries home. At the gate, Safina waits with a ledger. You will help with my trading, she says, assigning Zara to count beans by the thousand, then blames her when a bag is short by 20. Thief, Safina whispers. The word stings worse than millet husks. The next day, a customer arrives. Madame Ajua, who sells spices and news. She catches Zara's flinch when Safina's hand nearly grazes her cheek. Your daughter looks tired, Ajua says. Stepdaughter. Safina corrects, sweet as pawpaw. She orders Zara to carry a sack of charcoal twice her size. As Zara struggles through the courtyard, Ajua steps closer. Child, your eyes tell a story. Zara dips her head. Stories can be used against you. Safina sends her to the back room to polish the brass lamp. No dinner until it shines like noon. Zara rubs until her bandages darken. The lamp gleams, and in it she sees Baba's face in memory. Remember who you are, she whispers. I am Zara, daughter of Kofi, daughter of grace. She refuses to cry. When the muezzin's call and church chorus overlap in the twilight, Bala becomes a woven cloth of prayers. Zara threads hers through the fabric. Lord, set a table for me in the presence of those who despise me. Market day spins like a whirlwind. Drums, bargaining, pepper, and rain scent clinging to the canvas stalls. Safina drags Zara along, loading her arms with baskets of cassava, groundnuts, and dried okra. Smile, Safina hisses. Buyers like pretty girls. A boy from school spots Zara and waves, but Safina pulls her aside, nails digging. Face the goods. An old griot sings of a girl who carried a mountain in a calabash. People toss him coins. Zara listens and feels seen. When a sudden gust lifts the market tarps, chaos erupts. Cloths flutter like kites. A goat escapes. Tomatoes scatter like beads. In the confusion, Safina slips toward a gold merchant's stall, eyes glowing. Zara notices the same glow when she looks at Baba's trunk. She files it away, then steadies a toppled mother's baby, earns a grateful blessing. As the wind dies, Zara's heart settles. She thinks, wind passes, mountains remain. She will be the mountain. Back home, Safina locks herself in the bedroom. Through the door, Zara hears the rustle of paper, the clink of keys. When Safina leaves, Zara enters to fetch bedding and notices the carpet corner misaligned. Beneath it, chalk marks. Figures that match Ajua's spice prices, multiplied and skimmed. Safina is cooking numbers like yam. Zara's heart hammers. Exposing Safina could free her, but also hurt Baba's business. She copies a few figures into her exercise book, steady and exact. That night, Safina finds the exercise book and accuses Zara of stealing secrets. You want to ruin me? She spits. Who would believe you over me? She forces Zara to sleep on the veranda. Cold cement under her back, sky crowded with stars. A gecko clicks like a tiny drummer. Zara clasps her hands. God of hidden things, she whispers, bring light in your time. A shooting star scratches the night. At dawn, Auntie Lami slides a bowl of hot millet porridge to Zara. Eat fast, she whispers. Your stepmother plans to send you away to her sister's farm until your father returns. Zara swallows hard. Why? Lami shrugs. When wickedness fears witness, it scatters witnesses. Zara thinks of the ledger. Then I must be unscattered, she says. At school, she excels in an impromptu math bee, winning a second-hand scientific calculator. Mr. Mensa beams. Your future is not a rumor, Zara. After class, the street preacher's words return, now like steps on a stair. She goes home resolved to keep her head down, bide time, and gather what truth she can without being cruel. That evening, Safina smiles too wide. Pack your things, she orders. Journey at first light. Zara nods but packs also her exercise book, the copied numbers, and a small carved cross Mama left her before she passed. A cross that smells faintly of palm oil and old hymns. Before dawn, a taxi idles outside. Safina hustles Zara toward it with a sack and a warning. If you speak ill of me, you will regret it. As they reach the gate, a neighbor steps out, stretching. Traveling, he asks. School trip. Safina lies smoothly. The neighbor squints at Zara's bandaged hands and frowns. He blesses her journey. Safina's smile thins. The driver fiddles with the engine, trying to coax life into it. In the delay, a courier arrives, Baba's colleague with a sealed letter and a small parcel. For Madam and Zara, he says. Safina snatches the letter, pockets it. The parcel, however, is addressed to Zara directly. Inside, a delicate pendant shaped like a grain of millet with a tiny inscription, seen. Baba must have planned this before leaving. Safina's jaw tightens. Timing has turned against her. The taxi finally sputters alive, but a sudden downpour floods the street, stalling it again. Safina curses softly. Another day then. Destiny, like rain, has opinions. The next morning, Madame Ajua returns, spices perfuming the air. There's a youth innovation fair at the town hall, she tells Zara, glancing at Safina. Students will present solutions to market problems. Small scholarships are on offer. Safina scoffs. Waste of time. Ajua smiles. Winners attract press. Good for families. The word press tickles Safina's appetite for image. Go then, she says to Zara. But be back to cook. Zara gathers her calculator, notebook, and courage. At the town hall, posters flap. She sketches a ledger app idea for small traders to track stock and cash honestly, with SMS summaries for partners away, an antidote to cooked books and missing coins. Mr. Mensa helps her polish the pitch. Solve the pain, you know, he says. Zara breathes, thinks of Baba's trunk, Safina's chalk marks, and designs a paper prototype with color tabs and clear columns. The fair begins. Drums outside, laptops inside. Mbala meeting tomorrow. Zara stands before a modest crowd. Teachers, shopkeepers, and a local radio host. Her voice trembles at first, then steadies. She shows how traders can mark daily inflows and outflows, how partners can receive a nightly message summary, how math corrects memory. She does not name Safina, but every dishonest ledger in the town feels the heat. Questions fly. What about people who cannot read? Use icons and voice notes? What if the phone battery dies? A paper backup that mirrors the app. A seamstress raises a hand. Child, did someone cheat you? Zara meets her eyes. No, Ma, but I've seen confusion that hurts families. Applause, curious at first, then warm. Afterward, a small business officer slips her a form. Apply for a youth microgrant, he says. We need honest brains. Zara tucks the form into her notebook like a seed. Outside, the radio host asks for an interview. Say your name. Zara lifts her chin. I am Zara Kofi of Mbala. News travels in Mbala faster than harm. When Zara returns home, Auntie Lami is grinning. I heard you on the radio. Safina, however, stirs the pot hard enough to splash stew. And did the radio cook your father's yam? She sneers. She orders Zara to scrub the latrine, chop wood, and clean the fish, all before nightfall. Zara moves like a river, steady and persistent. In the quiet after chores, Safina corners her with a whisper of wounded silk. Whatever you're planning, stop. Your father trusts me. Zara keeps her eyes gentle. I plan to help Baba's business. That helps you too. Safina's smile is a blade. You think yourself clever. She pinches Zara's pendant, seen, and lets it fall. Zara goes to bed under a sky pricked with stars, murmuring psalm-soft words. Somewhere beyond the wall, a nightjar calls, insistently hopeful. On the fifth market day, earlier than expected, Baba's horn bleats at the blue gate. He strides in, dust-coated and smiling, arms wide. Zara runs into his hug, her bones remembering home. Safina glides out, surprise perfectly arranged. Darling, so soon, Baba laughs. A buyer overpaid. I closed early. He hands Zara a small bag of cola and taffy. For my mathematician. He hears about the radio interview from the neighbor before Safina can edit the truth. Pride floods his face. My Zara on air. During supper, Baba mentions he'll review the accounts in the morning. Safina's spoon hesitates. Of course, she says smoothly, then clears her throat and praises the stew that Zara cooked. Baba notices Zara's bandaged hands, his smile thinning. Later, he whispers to her, we talk. Morning brings Harmattan clean light and the smell of fresh pap. Baba unlocks the bedroom trunk. Safina hovers, smile pinned. Baba compares sales slips with ledger entry. His brow furrows, eyes flicking from page to page. Strange, he murmurs. Why is Ajua's pepper money marked twice? Safina laughs too quickly. Clerical error. Zara stands quiet, then produces her exercise book with copied figures. Not an accusation, but an offering. I noticed some mismatches while helping. Baba's jaw tightens. He is a fair man who believes in proof. He calls Ajua, who arrives brisk and frank. Within an hour, truth sits on the table like a heavy pot. Safina blames stress, forgetfulness, even Zara. Baba's voice is steady. Enough. He asks Safina to step out. To Zara, he says, eyes wet, forgive me for what I did not see. She squeezes his hand. We are seen now. When confronted kindly, Safina snaps, I fed this house. I kept your name polished. Her pride flares into accusation, then withers under the math. Baba does not shout. He speaks softly of trust, of repair, of restitution. He asks Safina to return the skimmed funds and to step back from the accounts until counsel is sought. Humiliation reddens her cheeks. She throws her bangles into a basin, the clatter like rain on a tin roof. She retreats to her sisters for air. The compound breathes easier but feels bruised. Auntie Lami hums low hymns as she sweeps. Baba asks Zara to help rebuild the ledger properly. Together, they design clearer columns, nightly counts, and an honesty jar for small errors. Trust re-enters the room shyly, like a cat. That night, Zara sleeps in her own bed, the gecko's clicks now sounding like gentle laughter. Days turn into a rhythm of repair. Baba trains 2 apprentices. Zara refines her paper-to-phone flow for the ledger tool. They test it with Ajua and the seamstress. Both smile at the simple icons. A pepper for sales, a calabash for expenses, a moon for nightly summaries. The radio host stops by for a follow-up. Listeners love you, he says. They call you the girl who counts truth. Baba beams. In church on Sunday, the pastor preaches on Joseph. What others meant for evil, God turned for good. In the mosque courtyard later, an imam nods to Baba and says, justice is a path to peace. Mbala is a town where both words fit in one basket. Zara lights a candle for her late mother and whispers, we are walking, Ma. Wind swirls. The flame leans but does not go out. Safina returns after a week, transformed outwardly, head wrap simple, makeup muted, but her eyes still weigh everything that moves. She requests a meeting. In the courtyard, she apologizes publicly, voice careful. I lost my way in shine, she says. I am ashamed. Baba nods, not unkind. Let truth have its fruit. He proposes boundaries, no access to the trunk, a stipend instead of free dipping, and counseling with Mama Grace, the town's firm, beloved elder. Safina bristles, then deflates. I agree. She turns to Zara. I have been cruel. The words cost her. Everyone hears the price. Zara, heart thudding, says quietly, I accept your apology, and I ask God to heal us. The courtyard air feels lighter, like after rain. Zara's Innovation Fair application advances to a regional showcase. She and Mr. Mensa polish her demo. Baba borrows a small tablet. Ajua promises testimony. On showcase day, the hall buzzes. Judges from the city ask tougher questions. Data safety? Offline sync. Literacy barriers? Voice prompts in Twi and Hausa. Scalability? Market associations can adopt templates. During her final minute, Zara tells a short, nameless story about a house nearly broken by numbers that lied. Numbers must be servants, not masters, and she says. Applause like rainfall. She wins a microgrant and mentorship. As cameras flash, she lifts the tiny scene pendant and breathes, "Thank you." Back in Mbala, Baba paints a wooden sign. Kofi and daughter, honest goods. Neighbors grin. Safina watches, lips pressed, then surprises everyone by bringing cold zobo for workers. She begins attending sessions with Mama Grace, who assigns homework. Serve without being seen. Safina starts sweeping at dawn, chuckling at her own clumsy strokes. Zara thanks her, cautious but sincere. At the shop, Zara pilots her ledger with 3 merchants. Nightly SMS summaries go out. Partners respond with emojis and blessings. A rumor starts that the Kofis have a magic counting girl. Baba laughs. No magic, discipline. Yet they both know Mercy wrapped the discipline like leaves around Kenki. A supplier delivers short weight and expects no one to notice. Zara's app flags the mismatch. Baba invites the man for tea. They weigh together on a scale borrowed from the pharmacist. Short indeed. The supplier blushes, mutters about a hurried nephew, and corrects the invoice. Word travels. The Kofis are gentle but cannot be fooled. Sales rise. With the grant, Zara hires a local coder to turn her paper prototype into a real app with voice prompts. She insists on employing Auntie Lami's son to record audio in clear, neighborly tones. The first time the app says, "Good evening, you sold 3 peppers," Ajua wipes a tear. "I feel respected," she says. Despite progress, nights still bring old fear. Zara dreams of millet husks and broken bowls. She wakes, heart pounding, and steps into the courtyard where moonlight paints the hibiscus silver. Safina sits there too, barefoot, a human being in the raw. "I hear old songs I shouldn't have sung," Safina says. "Envy is a bad choir." Zara sits a careful distance away. "I still get angry," she admits. Forgiveness isn't amnesia, it's a path. They sit in companionable silence. 2 women learning new choreography. The rooster eventually interrupts, bossy as ever. Dawn does what Dawn does, begins again. Baba invites a cousin from the city, a proper accountant, to audit the business just to be sure the new systems hold. Safina agrees. She even brings the tea. The cousin, Auntie Abena, is thorough and respectful. Her verdict? Clean as a prayer. She praises Zara's design and suggests registering the app properly. Protection and pride, she says. They plan a small celebration in the courtyard with puff puff, suya, and laughter. Baba raises a calabash of sabolo. To truth that heals. Safina adds softly, to restraint that protects. Zara adds, to God who sees. Remember the courier's sealed letter? Baba opens it now, discovering it was from his late friend, a mentor who had always encouraged him to invest in women's ideas. Inside is a bank draft meant for education or enterprise that uplifts the household. Baba smiles. Looks like heaven budgeted us. He proposes splitting it, part for Zara's schooling and app registration, part to expand the shop, and part for a community scholarship fund in Mama's name. Safina, to everyone's astonishment, suggests naming the fund Grace for Girls. No one laughs. They simply agree. On the day the app officially launches in Mbala, the courtyard fills with merchants, teachers, and clergy. A small banner reads, "Numbers that tell the truth." Zara gives a demo. People cheer when the app speaks in Auntie Lami's son's friendly voice. A local paper photographs the new gate sign. Baba looks around at the faces, once suspicious, now radiant, and feels years lift. Safina stands beside Zara, not in front of her, clapping. After the ceremony, Mama Grace prays, "Where there was shame, let there be honor. Where there was cruelty, let there be kindness. Where there was lack, let there be plenty. And over it all, let there be truth." The amens roll like thunder, then dissolve into laughter and music. Weeks later, Zara sits beneath the neem tree where she once hid tired hands in her sleeve. The air smells of ripe mango and dust after light rain. Children chase a ball, squealing. Auntie Lami haggles cheerfully. Baba hums as he loads a truck. Safina arrives with a tray of plantain chips for the apprentices, laughing at herself when a chip jumps off the tray. Imperfect, learning, present. Zara opens her notebook, now full of plans. Features to add, women to train, another grant to pursue. She writes a new title on the first page. Her story, changed. Did God wave a wand? Number God braided courage with truth and truth with mercy and mercy with boundaries until a rope strong enough to pull a house out of a swamp was made. Zara touches her scene pendant and whispers, "You changed my story by helping me change with it." A breeze lifts her scarf. It smells like tomorrow. In Mbala, the blue gate stands open.